All right, everybody, Athens, Georgia, how are you doing? This is Mayor Kelly Girtz coming to you on Thursday, June 17th, 2021. And I'm over here at lovely Lay Park, where we've got lots of programming going on. I just had the opportunity to talk to some young people who were at summer camps, saw some folks swimming in the pool, there are baseball fields. We've got folks throwing all kinds of balls and doing some hoops over here, so lots of stuff in the air. And of course, we know there's been lots of stuff in the air in your life over this last very challenging 15 months, as has been true around the globe, around the country, and certainly around town. And want to let you know that myself and the County Commission have tried to be as wholly responsive to your needs as we possibly can be. And so while you've been juggling a lot, we've been trying to juggle some of those needs to the greatest degree possible. And the heaviest lift we do every year is passing the county's budget. And I'm glad that we were able to do that this Tuesday. And so I want to highlight a few of the things there. I want to talk a little bit about a homeless resolution that was passed. I want to talk a little bit about Pride Month and a civil rights ordinance that's coming up, and let you know what kind of programming we have going on in July when we'll be returning to City Hall. So pertinent to the budget, one of the exciting things that we're going to be doing is raising the wage floor to a minimum of $15 an hour. We didn't have too many full-time employees under that mark, but we did have a lot of part-time and seasonal folks there, and they're going to see their wages raised. And simultaneously, over this next year, we're going to be doing a wage study, so we decompress wages all the way up the ladder, and next year we'll be able to implement higher wages for other employees as well. We've also been really keen on introducing behavioral health supports for the community, recognizing that people's mental health is just as significant as their physical health. And so we're going to be adding a number of co-responder units to those that have already been in place the last 4 years, to make sure that if people are in crisis mode, we can get to them as quickly as possible. And in conjunction with that, we're going to be partnering with Advantage Behavioral Health Systems so that we have a new frontline behavioral health unit. So in the same way that you can call a fire truck if you have a car on fire on your street, in the same way that you can call an ambulance if somebody passes out on the sidewalk, you'll be able to call the behavioral health frontline unit if somebody is exhibiting some need that they would be able to support. We're also introducing new youth supports this year, as not only locally but nationally there's been a lot of conversation about criminal activity. I think we recognize that the thing that we can do 2 years and 5 years and 10 years ahead of time to prevent criminal activity is make sure that kids are well resourced and well supported and have connections in the community that they can rely on, and that they don't fall into bad patterns. And so I'm really excited about partnering with a lot of community institutions and with the school district to make sure that we're creating an even more solid platform of youth support. We also are going to be permanently moving to a fare free transit environment. So we had that as the case temporarily through the pandemic, but that's now going to be a permanent phenomenon. And we're also going to be returning to our full complement of bus routes and full complement of hours every day in fiscal year 2023 beginning July 1st. I'm very excited about that. And we're also going to be doing a lot to support our unhoused or homeless neighbors. We know that a lot of people fall into tragic circumstances, and we want to make sure that we shorten the time to the greatest degree possible between when somebody is exhibiting challenge and when we get them some support. The biggest thing that we need, the biggest bottleneck in the pipeline, is permanent supportive housing. So we're going to be working in this next year, including with some federal funds, to get more units distributed throughout the community and integrated into our housing stock for people to get off the street. But an immediate need is to stop the dynamic of individuals who are just pinballing from place to place to place, to have a place that's structured and supportive and safe and secure, where people can move to if they need to very temporarily. Now, we also are lining up some great things for later this summer. We're here in the midst of Pride Month, and so I'm proud to continue to be supportive of my LGBTQ friends and family members and coworkers and neighbors. And we're going to move forward beyond just internal support as an employer to do what many communities in the state have done and enact a civil rights ordinance this coming August. The Legislative Review Committee has been working on this for several months, and that's going to be soon in front of the whole body. Now I mentioned August, and that's because we're going to be taking a little bit of time off. And I hope you were able to do the same. So the commission and I are not going to have any full body meetings until July 20th. And on July 20th, we'll be back in City Hall for the first time in well over a year. And we're going to be announcing some information about how public input and how protocols are going to work for us moving our meetings back into City Hall. But we are going to take this month off. I think, like probably all of you, we need a little bit of R&R and need to make sure that we're doing the best work we can for you. And to do that, a little bit of rest is in order. And I just want to say, you have been such a supportive community for us, for each other, and I really hope that you get a little bit of rest this summertime too. God bless you, and I'll be coming to you soon.